In this video, my good friend Hans Ghaffari joins me to play Backgammon versus the Bot. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create high quality content for you to enjoy. And now I have memberships available for a small monthly fee. You get access to exclusive videos. My book, Backgammon Strategies, is available, and if you're interested, there's a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my pleasure to welcome my good friend, Hans Ghaffari. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for having me.
How are you doing tonight?
Good, thanks. So
Good.
far.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. You have been playing backgammon since you were little, right?
Right, but not at your level.
But as a child, like I started playing, with family and things like that, and then didn't start studying the game until later.
Yeah, it's the only problem is I have whatever bad habits I have from 50 years of playing like an amateur, and now stuff like pick and pass, and obviously cube action has never been a part of my game, so I never had any thought of it. I sure wish I'd started counting pips 50 years ago.
Yeah, there's some different rules. Like the cube is probably the biggest thing. I never grew up playing with a cube, so but that's good. It makes it fun. Another dimension to the game.
Well, cool. Well, let's see what happens.
All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and share the screen. You able to see that now?
Yep.
Okay, great. So we're playing on a beautiful Wycliffe Brothers board. I selected this board because it's similar to the one that you have. It looks like this, but I think the points on yours are black and red rather than black and white. Is that correct?
Right.
Yeah.
I tried to get something that looked like Vegas.
Yeah, it does look like Vegas. It's really nice. It's a good price point for the quality of the board. So you get them from Gammon Village. And the XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. So you'll be playing the green checkers with a thick metal rim at the bottom. XG, the white checkers with a thick metal rim at the top. We'll go ahead and get started. 2-1. Give me just a moment. I'll put the numbers of the points on there. There we go. Okay, so now with an opening 2-1, how do you like to play
it? Let's go 13-11 and 6-5.
Okay, good. When you were young, you used to play 24-23. All right, 5-1 comes down and splits, and I'll roll when it's obvious. But if there's a situation, I'll pause for you.
Okay.
So 3-2.
Great. 8-5.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be aggressive. Let's go 11-9.
11-9. So what's your thought process for this? Because we're going to have a lot of players at your level or even like lower levels like the novices. What's your thought process between like how do you think about how to play this role? The three was you started with the 3, right? Because you wanted to cover.
Well, right. That's obvious. Make the golden point. And then I'm trying to, if I'm on the 9 point, I'm still 7 away from his piece on the 2. So I'm not leaving him a direct shot, but I leave myself a better chance of making the 4 or the 3 point.
Okay. And so how many numbers will hit right now for white?
What do we see? Obviously 6-1, 5-2, 6-2, and 3-5.
Right. So that's 8 numbers.
Right.
So if you were to do something else like this, this is like 0 numbers, but it doesn't bear on the 4 point.
Right. So I felt like, this early in the game with no points, with only a 1 point board on the other side, I figured it was worth taking the chance of trying to make another point in my home board.
Okay. We'll take a look in the analysis. Now 5-4 doesn't hit. And now You want to roll, right? Where
Yes,
the
please.
pip count is visible too. All right, 6-2.
Okay, so that didn't. Okay, so I'm going to hit him. I'm going to go 13-11 and then continue to 5 point.
Yep, good. All right, 6-3 comes back and hits.
All right, so it
Yeah,
bit me.
that's
All right,
okay.
let's make the 21 point, please.
21 point. What about?
Wait a minute. Let me think about it.
Think about it. Think about it. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Let's come in on the 22 and hit him on the 9.
Yeah. Okay. 6-1 in and out. All right.
Okay.
Still need a roll.
Roll, please.
Double 2. Okay.
Okay, great. Obviously 9-7. 6-4 twice. And then just move up the back one, 22 to 20, please.
22 to 20.
Yes.
What about, I mean, for doubles, one of the things I learned from my friend John O'Hagan is every time you roll a double, stop, take a deep breath, and kind of look, because there are usually many more constructive things that you can do with a double rather than a non-double. So what are all the things that you can do? Well, you can hit, which you did. You can make another point, which you did. And then what else? Here, I mean, when I look at it, you can also do something like this, make the anchor, and then with 3 of them and possibly hit. Or you can make the anchor here. But you decided you'd like to do this as opposed to possibly using the 4th one to make that anchor.
Right. I mean, I want to build my home board. I have 3 points and I'm a 6 away from a 5 prime. So I like that structure on my side, and then just, move the guy out to the 20. I'm one roll away from making that golden point.
Okay, trying to make this point. Okay, very good. Double 1. All right, that didn't work out, but still on roll. Might roll a 6.
Well, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, if I get a 6, I'm still happy. Go ahead. Let's roll.
Okay, 3-2. Not the right 6.
Okay, we'll come in on the 22. No, come in on 23. Yeah, you know what? Let's just make the 22 point.
22 point.
And then, okay, shoot, that leaves me all the 6s and 5s, right?
It does.
So 20 numbers, I'm going to get hit.
There's also 4, 1, and 4, 2, so that's 24 numbers.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then you've convinced me. In that case, let's come in on the 23 and go 7-4.
7-4.
All right.
What about the option of coming in on the 23 and hitting loose?
I was thinking about that. I don't know. I consider that because that would probably wind up with a 4th checker back there, which is good. I could make 2 points and play your style. Yeah, okay, let's try that.
One of the things that I learned is try to look at what are the good rolls after one play and see how they play after the other play, or look at the bad rolls after one play and see how they play after the other play. So either way, you wanted to come in on the 23, and the option was to play 7-4 or 5-3. I mean 5-2. So if you look at this, clearly there's some obvious bad rolls for white, like the double 6, double 5, double 4, 6-5, 6-4, 5-4. So let's see how some of them play if you don't do that. Well, 6-5 can make the 18 point, right?
Right.
6-4 can make this point on head.
Right.
5-4 is, decent. It can run to here. Double 6 is pretty good. Can make this point and point on head. Double 5 is pretty good too. He can run here. Even double 4 is pretty good. So now if you play like this, how do those rolls play? I mean, sorry, now if you play like this, how do those rolls play? not quite as
Well,
good, right?
those don't play well, but and pretty much all the twos, double one, 3-1, and then anything at it, then most of the ones that up to 7.
Yeah. So
I mean, but yeah, I think it's worth the risk because he doesn't if he doesn't hit me on the 2, then I can make that point.
yeah,
4-point board is good.
right now White has the initiative to do whatever he wants, but this way at least you take away half the roll, and then you might be able to make the prime with the 6 or something else.
All right, the temple play, right?
Yeah. Okay. 3-1. Okay, comes in and hits. Now 3-2.
Um, well, again, it's exactly 20 numbers that hit my 7 if I leave that vulnerable, right? There's no combinations. Well, yeah,
Right.
the one because the 4 is already counted for.
Right.
So if he misses it, then I have 17 numbers to cover it, assuming he doesn't hit me somewhere. Let's go ahead and come in on the 2 and lift the 7, please.
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 3-2. Missed.
Okay.
Now I want to roll. 5-1.
Oh, great. Go ahead and make the 3-point.
Okay. Very good. 5-2. In and down. Double 5.
Okay, great. Come out 24-18. I mean 23-18, sorry.
Right.
And 13-5, please.
13-8, you mean?
13-8, I mean, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That's a 5. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
5-2, right. Okay.
Okay, I think I want to double now.
Okay. What are the good sequences for you?
Well, obviously, pretty much most combinations of 6 escape somebody from the back. I'm a 9 away from hitting his guy on the 9-point. I can hit loose on the 2. Obviously, double 6 would be great, but I think, yeah, he can hit me, but he's got a 2-point board.
Right.
So I'm not too concerned with that. I think I'm in a good position in this game so far.
Yeah, there's a thing that people say is like position, race, and threats. The race is shown here. We're behind by 3 pips, but we'll be at least even if we roll the smallest number, but likely ahead in the race. The position, I mean, we have a stronger position because we have a 4-point board versus a 2-point board, 2 anchors here, and White has this big stack that's really awkward here with 2 blots that are susceptible to attack with 6s and 5-4. Double 3 does not hit. So that's 19 numbers that do something there. And some of them, like double 6s or double 3s, are like really good. And the threats, well, what are the threats? Well, we can hit here or we can hit here. Or, if we don't, White can fail to consolidate. So there are a good number of threats. And at this score, you want to double a little bit more aggressively. So I can see that this might be a reasonable double. So we'll double, right?
Right, please.
Okay. Take. Okay, so now 2-1.
Just bring the 8 to the 5, please.
8 to the 5. Okay, so what about like splitting here, for example, or splitting like that?
Yeah, I guess we could. That helps me. It gives me that means I can escape the 23 with a 5 instead of needing a 6. It diversifies, I guess that's better.
Right.
And it still serves the same purpose of giving me another another builder for the 2 points. So, okay, yeah, let's do that. 8-6 and 24-23.
The other benefit of this is there are basically a few reasons to split, at least in the opening game. So when you split, it makes it easier to escape one of the back checkers because you have more and you have different numbers rather than just a 6-5. Number two, it provides you more ways to create an advanced anchor. So for example, here, like with a 2-1 or a 3-2, you can make an anchor. You already have an advanced anchor, but maybe making another anchor. Number three, it provides more coverage of the opponent's side of the board, whether it's their inner board or their outer board. So if white comes around and leaves a blot somewhere here, there's a little bit more coverage, more numbers that hit. So yeah, I like this play. All right. 5-1. Okay, you see? Now we have some shots.
Okay.
3-1.
Definitely 8-7. And doesn't really matter. They all come to bear on the 2 point. So yeah, you can't hit both of them no matter what. I'm going to go 24-21.
Okay, very good. Double 2. Good roll. Okay.
All right.
Now 5-1, so the 1 is forced and the 5.
Hit him.
Hit him. Yeah, that's kind of thematic when you have a stronger board. Double 3 danced. Now 6-5.
8-2.
8-2.
And see, my instinct is just go 23-18, be safe, cue the Patrick Chicken noise. But sometimes I wonder if aggressive players would go 18-13 so they could have more shots at the 10. But I'd rather just do this because I'm assuming he's going to miss on the next roll, and I'll have that shot.
Yeah, Paul McGreal first wrote about safe versus bold criteria. So sometimes you play safe, sometimes you play bold. One of the key criteria is the relative board strength. I don't believe he wrote it specifically in that book, but he talks about the board strength of the opponent and the board strength of you, and you look at the relative board strength. Obviously, you have a 5-point board and white has a 3-point board, so that's much stronger. So you're a big favorite in a potential hitting exchange. The other thing is what happens when he comes in with a 1. Well, he'll need 1s to hit here and 1s to hit here. Additionally, 6s that would be useful to come out are duplicated to hit here. So it's really only 3-1. That's like an extra number. And if white dances, you're much happier because you have a direct shot here, plus these are spread out so that you can escape them much more easily. So that's my thought process.
So you would have gone for the 18-13.
Yeah, that's what I would do, but you're the guest, so you get the final decision. So here's the 6.
Okay. Well, okay, let's try your play. Let's go that 18-13, see what happens.
Okay. 5-3. Okay.
Okay, great.
Double 1. Oh no.
All right. Let's make the 22 point.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
And then 6-5.
6-5. Okay.
I mean, there's not a lot of other.
5-1. Okay. Now here's a shot.
Okay.
4-3.
Great. Hit the guy on the 15.
Yeah.
And then just continue him to 11. That duplicates the 1s.
Right. I mean, there is the option of hitting twice,
Right.
but you don't really have a lot of direct cover numbers, and you really want to kind of get things going here. So, yeah, this is very reasonable. And now double 4s is pretty good next to make the point and bring one out. 5-3. Okay, 6-1.
Okay. Let's it's interesting. Okay, so I'm thinking either I can just bring another builder into the home board so I can try to make that point or escape from the 22. I figure I have 6s and 4s, so those will be available for a while. So I'm going to try to be aggressive. I'm going to go 11-4.
11-4.
Yeah.
What about just bringing this down so you don't leave a double 1?
Yeah, you're right. I guess that no roll hit me this time. So sure. Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, still, I mean, the 4s work here and they're good on this side, but there's nothing you could do. All right. So double 1, there you go.
Well, okay.
All right, now it's prime versus prime, 5-2.
Yes. Okay.
I'll do 5
and 2.
Which way?
6-4, please.
6-4. Okay.
So now I'm stuck. Now I need a 6.
Now if you're redoubled, you take or pass?
I need 2 6s. He needs 2 6s. The problem is he has better timing, I think, right? If he doesn't get 6s, he can still make moves without collapsing his board, right? But if I don't get a 6, then I'm crunching, right?
Yeah, and the other thing is the location of the prime. So here, the prime is on this side with 3 inner board points, whereas you have 5 inner board points. So if you're hit, you're more likely to come in quickly than if you hit the opponent. That's another consideration.
Right, but the problem I'm not as concerned about getting hit as just rolling a whole bunch of 4s and
right,
and 4s and 3s and collapsing my board. And
right.
He gets out, and I'm stuck behind a 5 prime.
Okay. So let's see what happens. No double, no redouble. All right. Now we roll 5-1. No
okay,
5.
Just 4-3.
4-3, keep them spread. Okay. 6-2 stays back. All right.
Wow.
Looking for 6. There's a 6. And
okay,
then
great.
Continue.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Double 3. Looking for another 6. No.
Now that's interesting. Okay. All
Is that how he played that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, double 6. That was a good roll for him. All right. Looking for another 6 here. There's the 6.
And let's go 5-2.
Yeah. All right. Now we can be hit with 9. So that's 6-3, 5-4, and double 3, 5 numbers. 4-1. Wrong 9. Now our 9s are good, but also 10s and 11s are good.
Right. Or anything smaller that it still leaves me that far away. So
right.
Let's see what I got.
4-3.
All right. So if I move to the 9, that's all the 2s and double 1s, right?
Right. So that's 12 numbers.
So that's 12 numbers. If I stay back, I start to crunch my board. But the thing is, he still has more rolls. Like, he doesn't have to move that guy off his 7, off the 7 point if he doesn't want it, right?
Right.
So I'm basically giving him, well, obviously the 9 is a more difficult shot. See, my instinct is just to move to the 9 and get this over with. Okay. See what happens. You know, if he doesn't hit me, I'm well ahead, I think.
Right. So it's more than twice as likely to hit from the 9 than if you were still on the 16. And if you're missed, you would have another opportunity to kind of go ahead, right? So what are the numbers that would be good for you next? Like starting from the top, like 6-5, 6-4, 6-3, 5-4, as well as double 6, double 5, double 4, and double 3. So that's 12 numbers that would be good for you next. But you would have to break the board by doing something like this. We'll see in the analysis, but it's your decision as the guest. What would you prefer?
I think Was it 87, 70? It's gonna be about a 10-point difference when this rolls over.
No, 24 because we're already up by 17.
We're up by
So
17, then he's gonna roll the same, probably about a 7 or 8 again. So we'll probably be back even to the 17.
17. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Move the 2 off the 5 and let's see what happens.
Like that. Okay. 6-4. Okay.
All right, and hopefully I get the same
4-1. We can stay
okay,
back.
6 to the 1.
Okay. 3-2. All right.
This is the thing that was okay, great. Now we're there. Go ahead, hit him.
Yeah.
4. But the thing was, he had 3 shots to get that 9.
Yeah. But you also had 3 shots to get the 9 or better.
Right.
Yeah. 4-2.
Move both off the 6. Yeah. Both off the 4.
All right. So the rest will be on autopilot, and then we'll continue the next game. Probably going to save the gammon here. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't that worried about the gammon once we had the 2 cube.
Right. So now you had 2-0, 3 away, 5 away with the 4-3. How do you like to play the 4-3?
Bring 2 down, please.
Okay. 3-2, 2 down in reply. 6-3.
Hit him on the 15, please.
Yeah. 4-3 comes in and hits back. Now 4-3 again.
Okay, come in on the 22 and cover the 9.
Cover the 9. Yeah, that's reasonable. Would you also consider?
I could have hit him on the 4.
Yeah. Or you can anchor. That's an option.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you what. Okay, come in on the 22 and then hit him on the 4.
Okay.
See how many I can get back there.
6-4. Okay, it's working.
Wonderful. Okay.
6-5.
All right.
Now double.
I'll pass. This game's not looking good.
Yeah. What are the things that you think about when you decide whether to take or pass in these types of situations?
Well, I'm already, I'm ahead 2-0. So if I drop, it's 2-1. I'd be 3 away, 4 away. He's about to roll, so he has opportunities to hit. He has opportunities to point. I mean, he's well spread out with the 11, 10, 8, 6. I mean, this game's going to be considerably worse after his next roll. He has almost no bad rolls. Yeah.
Basically, we've made no development, and white has all these checkers bearing on these points, and we have 3 blots here, 1 blot here, and 1 in the air. I see a lot of gammons in white's future.
Yeah.
Okay, so pass. Okay, 6-2.
Isn't it funny that I always win these? Okay, I'll come down 13-11. And like I say, might as well put that piece on the bar because it's going to get hit.
Double 1.
Yep.
2-1.
Okay. Great. Yeah, make the 23 point. No, you know what? Wait a minute. Don't. I always do that and it's always wrong. Put it on the 22.
Yeah. I think the fact that there are only 8 checkers in the zone makes it easier to split.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now doubling it 4-way, 3-way.
Yeah, now it's early enough. I'd take.
Yeah. Okay, it's there. 5-1 comes in with the 1.
Yeah, hit him on the 17.
Okay. 3-1. Now 3-2.
Hit him on the 14.
Okay.
And go 24-22, please.
All right. 4-1 comes in and to the 20 point. 5-2.
let's cover the 22
Yep.
and 13-8.
13. So the things that I think about in these types of positions is try to think about it in the two different numbers. So how are you going to play the 5 and how are you going to play the 2? The 2 is the easier one because that's the one you just made this anchor. That creates a valuable asset, right? So if
Right.
you're going to play the 2 there, then where are you going to play the 5? Of course, you just made this anchor, so you're not going to advance to the 17 point. You're not going to play to 3. The only two reasonable options is to play off the 14 and play off the 13. So what happens when you play off the 13? Basically, you redistribute a spare from the 13 to the 8. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything productive. I mean, these two checkers are here. They're bearing on the outfield. But if you had, for example, this checker here, it's bearing on the inner board, which you may be able to point on it or make an inner court point. The other thing is when you leave a blot, it's usually better to leave it in front of a stripped point than a stacked point. Because if you play like this, and now white can hit you with 2s as well as some indirect numbers, white is able to hit and unstack the heavy midpoint. On the other hand, if you play like this and play here, white must if he's going to hit with the 4s, not counting the indirect numbers, he must use the checker on the 5 point to hit, and that would mean that it's no longer slotted, so it's going to be harder to make that point. Additionally, it duplicates the 4 that makes the point and the 4 that hits, so it's going to be really hard for him to make the point and or hit. So that's my thought. So the 2 is here.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do that. Move the 14 to the 9.
Okay. Oh, see what happens when you listen to me?
Yeah, that's the thing about duplicating. Okay.
Double 5, double 6, rolling so many doubles.
Well, the good news is I control the cube.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not going to be happy no matter what I do here. Let's go ahead and come down 13-7.
Yeah.
This way I can make 2 points in your home board.
Yeah. 2-1, okay. 4-3.
Go ahead, make the 4 point.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No. Let's make the 3 point so I don't strip the 8.
You could do that, but I feel like it may be more valuable to get the 4 point. We'll see in analysis.
All right.
Okay. 3-2, okay, slots the point. Now it's 6-1, so you can hit, or you can make the bar point.
And then what would I do with the 1 if I do hit? I want to hit because I want to slow him down. I want to make it a tempo. So 22-21 doesn't really help because 5s and 6s happen just as often, right? So that doesn't really help. 24-23 doesn't help because neither which gets to daylight. So the question is, do I want to slot the 7 or the 12? I'm not going to slot the 5 because that's a direct hit. Yeah, not a lot of good options. I'm going to slot the 7 and see what happens.
Okay. 2-6 from the bar.
So I know.
5 from the bar. Here's the 2.
All right, then 13-8.
13-8. 6-1 hits and makes the prime. So the 1 is forced, and the 5.
Boy, it's just getting uglier. 8-3.
8-3. Okay. 4-2. All right, 6-2.
Okay, I want to go from the 23 to the 15, please.
Okay. 6-1 comes out. 4-3.
I never thought this game was this hard. Just take the 15 to the 8.
3-8. What about something a little more aggressive like this?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about that. I guess he only has a 2-point board in the end. And keep looking at that 5 prime, but sure, let's try this. Besides, it's better to have 4 checkers back there if I want to play a back game.
Yeah, but I think the other idea is you can only leap a 5 prime if you're at the edge.
Right.
So this one at least gets one to the edge and gives the possibility for many numbers to actually make that point to block him from making that.
Right. And if I hit him, it takes one of his numbers. So
right. Okay.
And then famous last words before a double, right? Okay.
3-1. Okay. So
go ahead.
Like that.
The 3 and move it to the 21. Oh no, wait a minute. No, you know what? Hit him on the 14.
Yeah. Okay. 2 on the bar is better by far.
Yes.
Double 5. Look at this guy. 5-2. So there's the 2.
Great, and cover the 4.
But you can't cover. Oh, it's a 4-2. Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. Oh,
yeah, you're right. Yeah. I thought it was a 5-2. Sorry. Okay. 3-1 comes out. Double 6.
Okay, obviously 13-7 twice.
Okay.
Now make the 1 point, it buries them, but it makes a 4-point board, so it reduces the numbers of getting in. Otherwise, I could go take the 22 all the way to the 10. But then I have no daylight in his home board. Yeah, no, put that back on the 22 and let's make the 1 point. Just make a 4-point board.
Okay. 5-1. All right. 3-1.
Hit the guy on the 2 from the 6. And yeah, go okay. Okay, obviously you don't want me to move to strip the 6, come off the strip point. Go, I guess 14-11. That duplicates his 2s.
Okay. 6-3. Okay, that worked. 6-3.
Okay, now. Oh, great. Yeah, 11 all the way, 11 to the 8. And then to the 2.
Yeah.
And now I need some 6s.
Some 6s.
Oh, great. Not so
Some good.
What'd you say?
Some good.
Some good. Shoot. Okay, well, obviously something's going on the 22 points. So go 23, 22. 24, 23. So now I have 2 more. So do I want to put the 23 on the 22 and leave a not? I want to move. Go 23, 22 again. And then 2-1.
2-1.
Because I want the daylight, and I can either cover him with a 4 or lift him with a 1.
Okay.
And then if I want the availability to get out. Otherwise, I would have to Oh, shoot. Now he's got 2 on the bar, right? So even if he comes in with 1. All right, no, I take it back. Leave the 2 there. Let's go make the 22 point with both of those 2. And then just move 1 from 2 to 1. Oh, wait a minute, that's what I did before, right?
It is.
Yeah. Okay, no. So, okay, leave 1 on the 23. So go 24, 22. And then move both from the 2 to the 1. We'll bury those 2. And then,
Yeah, I guess this is better. I mean, I think like if you played something like this, you'd be really unhappy if you were hit, right?
well, not that he'd be so far out. I'd rather, if he comes in, I'd rather have him come in deeper.
That's true. That's true. Um, but I think, you know, you don't want to leave a blot here, right? So you're going to have to play at least 2 of them from somewhere here.
Right.
And 3 of them you can go here, and then maybe you could do like this. So you're not leaving a direct shot. You can escape with 6s, and you don't leave a blot. But you know, you don't get all 3 up to here. But if you want to get all 3 up to the edge, you're going to have to leave a shot somewhere.
Right. So let's go ahead and leave 1 on the 23. So move that 24, 22. And the question is, which 2 do I want to move 1? You know, and again, like my thought was if he comes in on the 2, then he's deep. Whereas if I open up the 4 point and he comes in, then he's pretty much escaped already.
The other thing that happens is if you do this, okay, 6s you're going to use to escape. 5s and 4s you can safely play, as well as 3s. 2s you can play. 2s can't play here because you leave a blot, but you can play 2s and 1s over here. If you go like this and you play like this, now 4s are going to leave a shot immediately.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. So let's lift the 2 from the 4 to the 3 and see what happens.
And go like this. Okay. All right. 3, 2. So we'll play the 3 and the 2.
Yeah.
4, 3 comes out. 4, 1. So the 4 is forced, and the 1 you'll want to go up here, right?
Right.
Okay. Double 4 is forced. 6, 4 is forced. 6, 2. Oh, that's forced. Look what happens. 3, 2. Okay, so that's forced. 5, 3. No, can't move. 6, 5 is forced. 6, 5 hits twice. Look at that. There's a double 2. So 1, 2.
And then 11, 7, obviously.
Or you can stay back.
And yeah, okay, 3 to 1. Go ahead, use that last 2.
So this leaves 6, 3, and 5, 4 to hit here. And also their numbers here, but this leaves 6, 1, 5, 2, and 4, 3 to hit here. But those are all somewhat good. Well, at least the 5, 2 and the 4, 3. But 6, 1 is not good.
Right. Okay, so yeah, leave it on the 9. You're right.
You play there.
I
Okay.
understand.
6, 3 hits. 5, 2 is forced. Double 4 can't move. 6, 4 cannot move. Double 2 is forced. 3, 1 is forced. 4, 3 cannot move. Double 6, 6, 2 cannot move. All right, now we can't move. 5, 2 is forced. Double 3 is completely forced. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2. All right.
Yeah, run.
Run with 1.
Run from the 16. And from the 12. I mean, I need to get them both in anyway. Might as well leave them one last.
Yeah, I think what
The
happens
thing
is
is, nothing hits, right? The ones, he has all the ones.
well, double 1 will hit and bear off 2, and 2, 1 can pick and pass. Whereas if you play a 3 here, those don't do that.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's
Yeah,
try to get off the
nothing to
gammon.
wait for. Okay, so 2, 1. Now we'll need double 6s or nothing. No. Okay, so now we'll analyze it. So we'll take a look. 2-1 for the first game. You just played by slotting, which is fine. And then the 3-2, this is the one where we were discussing. You played 11-9 with the 2 resulting in this position. And I was talking to you about this one where you play 8-5 and 13-11, resulting in this position. And either way, you're making the 5 point, but here you're making a okay asset. It's not a great asset because it's not really blocking anything, but at least it brings another checker into the zone and it doesn't leave all those shots. So that's why this one was better.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then with the 6-2, that was clear to hit and continue. And then the 4-3, yeah, we were looking at this. So like if you can hit, put them on the bar. And the other thing is you're a favorite in the hitting exchange having the stronger board. So you kind of want to do that. Plus you're behind in the race. Okay. And then so let's see what it liked. So this is what you did, resulting in this position. You slotted this anchor. The one I was discussing is doing those things, but then moving 24-22, resulting in this position. But what it likes best is actually hitting, making the point, and continuing, resulting in this position. So there are no good 6s left from the bar. So here, he's left with 6s that hit 6-3, 6-2, 6-1, 4-3, and 5-2. That's 10 numbers, and also like rolls like double ones and double threes. Whereas after this, double 3 is okay, but not quite as crushing as double 1 from before. And there are no other shots from the bar on this side. And you're ahead by 11 in the race. You don't want to be hit back. So that kind of makes sense. And the 3-2. Oh, look at that. It liked the safe play. I convinced you otherwise, Hans.
Okay.
See, I tell people sometimes I'm wrong. The safe play was indicated, I guess, because you're ahead in the race. But here, there's also the good 6s from the bar. It does create some more dancing numbers, but like what we discussed. But it looks like it was better to just play safe here. That's a hard one.
Okay.
What about this 3-2? Yeah, here you came in and then played 7-4, resulting in this position. You could have just made the anchor here, resulting in this position. It does leave this double shot to hit, but when you have the anchor, it's a little bit safer to do that.
Okay.
You see that?
All right. So should have left the
Yeah,
slot.
as opposed to doing this. Because
Okay.
when you have these 2 anchors back here, it's like really bad.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? The 5-1 was good. We just made the point on head. And the double 5 was a great roll. Come out. And then here, yeah, good double.
Okay.
We were talking about this. And the 5-1, oh, that was that 5-1. The 3-1, I wanted to just play safe. Continue like this, resulting in this position.
Okay.
Well, we did result in this position. I guess they were already split here, so it was already here. Let's look at the initial. We're already split, so it's not that urgent to split further. So you can just play safe and continue going for the gammon. Okay. Then there was the 5-1. The 1 comes in and the 5 hits. And the 6-5. The 6 was here and the 5 it liked here, huh? Yeah, I thought it was stiff. but it was much safer.
So what is it having me do? It wants me to come 2418.
Like this, resulting in this position. I think this is what you had suggested, right? This was the original position. So the 6 was to
6 was
cover.
obvious. And then I thought I wanted to go 1813, right?
Oh, 1813?
Yeah, but was that wrong?
Yeah, it likes 2318.
I like
I think
2318.
I was telling you about the 1813 because it only leaves the 1s, double 1, 6 1, and 3 1.
Mhm.
But I think I convinced you otherwise.
All right.
One of these days, I'm going to have to take lessons from you, Hans.
Not the way this match turned out.
All right. So then the double 1 here, yeah, you just make the anchor and slide. And the 4-3, yeah, here we could have hit twice. Look at that. We looked at it. This just puts a lot of pressure. And then there's like double 6, double 4, and double 3 that will cover. This wins a lot more gammons too. And it wins more games. We looked at it. All right, then the 6-1, it was better to just start coming out. Coming out was better here.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't want to get stuck.
Yeah.
The other thing about the resulting position here is you see the 4s are blocked from over here, but the 4s are good over here, and they're good over here. So kind of diversifies your numbers.
Okay.
All right. So then there was a 5-2, which was clear. And then the 5-1, we had no 1. The 6-4 was forced, essentially. And the 5-4 was just bringing it up. 6-3 was to come out. The 4-3, yeah, your first instinct was right. Just come in before it gets worse.
Yeah, I just felt like if he doesn't get that shot, then I'm ahead and I'm winning, and I'm already on a 2 cube.
Yeah, and if you do this, even if you hit back, you'd have a broken board. Yeah. Okay, so that's a good lesson. And what else? The 4-1 was just you have to play safe. Double 3 was a great number, and that was pretty much it from this game. So
Right.
we're ahead. And then with the 4-3, when you're up in the score, this one's a little bit better, but it's not a big difference. And the 6-3, it was right to hit. The 4-3, okay, look, it was better to anchor here. It does create a nice long-term asset. Now, I wonder if the score is relevant here, because I can paste this onto another board and put it at like a money game. Okay. So let's look at what happens for a money game. It's still, how does 8-4 look? It's an 80 millipoint error, but it's closer. Here it's 126 millipoint error. What if you're at like a gammon go score? Now gammon losses don't matter, so you don't really need the asset, the anchor. So now here you can play to 4. You see how big a difference it makes when the score changes?
Right.
Yeah. So let's say you're at like 4-away, 3-away. Gammons are more valuable. The anchor is better, but here it's much closer.
Okay.
You see, so when you're behind in the score in general, you want to be a little bit more aggressive. And then the 6-5 was forced, and then this was a borderline take. Yeah, but this is fine. It passes too much. All right, so then the final game, the 6-2 was just splitting, and then the 2-1 was coming up, and then this was the double. See, it was barely a double, and it was because of the score. So let's go here and look at it. Let's look at it for money, for example. This is not close to a double for money. You see it's 138 millipoint error. If you're looking at a match, let's say it's the first game of a 5-point match, so 5 away, 5 away, not close to a double. But at this score, it was 4 away, 3 away. So what about it like 4 away, 4 away? See, what happens is like, white's winning a lot more gammons, almost twice as many gammons. At 4 away, 4 away, might be closer, but it's still a blunder to double. At 4 away, 3 away, we saw that it was a double. What about a 3 away, 2 away? Now it's a small double. Because what happens at 4 away is when you double, your gammons work perfectly to get to 5 points or 0 away. But when you're at 3 away, if you get a double gammon, you get 1 point extra, 1 point of overage. What about 4 away, 2 away? Now 4 away, 2 away, it's a very strong double, but still a take. So I know you've been playing on XG some recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think these are kind of like valuable things to look at. Like what you do is you open up another instance of XG and copy and paste it. It's Control-Shift-C for copy and then paste it with Control-V as in Victor into the other one. And then what you do is you change the score and see what happens. The other thing that you can do is like keep the score. So what was it? It was 2-1, right?
Right.
Now you can change the position. So like, what was it here? Okay, so now this was a borderline no double, right? Let's say you bring a checker down. That's going to make it much stronger. See, now it becomes a pass just by doing that. Do you see how big a difference that made?
Yeah.
These are the types of exercises that I do that really helps me learn and understand positions because there are only 8 in the zone in the original position. Now there's a 9th checker in the zone and there's a made point, a 4 prime. So let's say you had this and this was back here. Now it's closer to a no double. It's more of a no double because now this one's not bearing on this point.
Mm-hmm.
So you just move checkers like one at a time and you see what effect that has. And you see that tells you what are the important aspects of the position that make it a double versus a no double or make it a take versus a pass and so forth. Very good. All right, so let's see. The 5-1 will just come in and hit, and the 3-2 we're able to hit and then split the back checkers. The 5-2, yeah, this is the one we were talking about. The 2 was the 2, and then the 5, this was an error, and this was better for the reasons that we discussed.
Okay, so they like the 14-9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then we couldn't move, then the 6-1. Yeah, once you come in with the 1, I mean, the only 6s you had was off the 22, which you really don't want to do, and 8-2, which is also very bad because it goes deep and strips the 8 point. So here, this works best when you're missed. The 4-3, yeah, it was slightly better to make the 4 point a more pure point, despite the fact that it leaves the stack on the 6 point and strips the 8 point. A lot of these times I think about like purity versus distribution. This is a more pure point than this, but this has a better resulting distribution. And oftentimes I find that the purity trumps the distribution in these types of positions. Not always, but most of the time. All right, so the 6-1. Yeah, with the 1, it was better to just advance because you don't want to leave another blot there. The other benefit of advancing there, which results in this position, is what happens is when you have a blot on a point, that point is technically slotted. So you're slotting this point, it gives you a better chance to make this point. And this is a nice point that you want to make because if you're able to make it, it's going to block white from making it.
Right.
Whereas if you're going to make this point, it's not going to block white from making this point, which is the next point she wants to make. Yeah. Okay. Next one was 5-2. Let's see, what is it like? Yeah, I like the 16-11 here for the 5. It's a little bit better. And what I would do is, when you're looking at XG, you see how there are green errors and there are red errors?
Right.
The red ones are the biggest ones. That's the ones I would focus on first. All right, then the 5-1 was just come in and play safe. And 6-2 was good because you can come out. The 4-3, it liked, yeah, you were right. Just the safe play. I guess this loses too many gammons. This is the DMP play. So if you put this here, and now you're at DMP, the hidden split is clear. Yeah, the hidden split is here. But because of the score where you don't want to lose a gammon, I guess this loses too many gammons, even though it wins more games. So that's what you have to be careful about. That's the thing about matches. It's like you have to be really careful. The play is different based on the score.
Right. Yeah, because obviously, the gammon cost me the match.
Yeah, and here's something you can learn is like if you go to cube information, what is this? The gammon value on a 2 cube is more for white. So you see how white is 4 away and green is 3 away? The value of a gammon is 0.968 for white because on a 2 cube, a double gammon wins the match perfectly. Whereas here it's less than half. So it's like more than double. Are you familiar with these numbers?
No, yeah, I have to look. I haven't used that feature yet, so I'm going to start looking at that.
Basically, what it has to do is how valuable it is to win a gammon versus lose a game. And for money, the value is 0.5. Okay, so here the gammons on a 2 cube for green are not quite as valuable because that gets you to 6 points. So that's 1 point of overage, of extra. However, for white at 4 away, a double gammon is really good. So it's really valuable. So you have to be careful about plays that lose a lot of gammons when you're at this score for green. Okay.
Right.
But basically, the other thing you can think about is like, what's going to happen if you're 4 away and you win a double gammon? You win the match perfectly, right?
Right.
Yeah. If it's a center cube gammon, it's not the same. So that's different. Okay. So let's see. 3-1. This is the one where you can hit twice, which was right. And then the 4-2 was just come in and cover. And the double 6, yeah. So this was an overplay here, hitting and making the ace point, because what happens is this creates what's called an overextended position. An overextended position is one where you have checkers on deep points on both sides of the board. So you see how you have all these checkers on the deep part of this board on this side, and you have the ace point. What happens is now it's going to become very difficult to bring these checkers home. On the other hand, had you made this play like this bar point at least lands as acts as a landing spot for these, and there are only 2 checkers back to bring home. And you're ahead by a lot in the race, so you don't want to leave checkers stranded.
Okay.
Okay.
Should have. All right.
All right. Very good. And then 3-1. We'll just come down and hit. Very good. The 6-3. So here you kind of desperately needed the 6. So it was better to actually come out and hit, resulting in this position, despite the fact that it leaves a double shot. I mean, it leaves a single shot, a direct shot.
Right. Okay.
It's just a matter of what's going to be the hardest thing to do. So if you look at this position, you're going to hit with the 3, and then you're thinking about a 6. So what's going to be harder to do, escape this or cover this? Well, escape this.
Right.
because you need a 6 to come to escape. That's only 11 numbers. Here, you can cover with a 4, a 3, 1, a 5, 1 also works, um, and a double 2. So that's 5 extra numbers.
Okay.
Okay, and then yeah, here it was a little better to do this. Wow,
What did it want?
leave the block, bring it up all up, and then
Wow.
play 4 to 3
Okay.
because it's you're so desperate being up by so far in the race. You don't want to get these guys stuck here. You need to get them out ASAP as possible. Okay, then the 3-1 was just playing 6 to 1, and 4-1 was stepping up and coming out. Double 4 was forced, and then 6-4 was forced. 6-2 again was forced. 3-2 was forced. The double 2. Oh, it did like 11 to 7. Okay. I guess it's easier to safety this block ultimately if you're missed. Like you could roll a 4 or 5, which doesn't work on this side, and at least you safety the block. So that loses fewer gammons. Okay.
Okay.
And then what else? 5-2, that was pretty much it. There was nothing you can do, and we couldn't get off the gammon. So that was that. All right.
So it was a good take. The game just went down.
Yeah, it went downhill. But that's okay. What I tell people is the two most important things are in these videos is number one, to have fun, and number two, to learn. Winning is not really on my list, but hopefully we accomplish both, having fun and learning.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I especially enjoyed, you're helping me out through the moves at the time, not just after the fact.
I feel like that's one of the most valuable things about this type of format is discussing the thought process. That's what a lot of people tell me in terms of feedback. Just discussing the thought process, especially between two people live, going back and forth, because you can kind of ask questions and answer them and see what the other person thinks and see what one person thinks and so forth. I feel like that's really valuable.
Yeah, it was. I appreciate your insight. Maybe I'll have a little better idea of what you're thinking the next time you're beating me up at the tournament.
But I feel like you've been playing XG and you've been practicing with a lot of people. And I think based on all of that, your skill has improved a lot.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, we were at that event yesterday with some of those other players that don't play the regular tournaments. And some of them weren't very good at all. They're just very like casual social players, right?
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of them just instinctively made a lot of right moves that, you could go into a detailed analysis of why it's the right move, but a lot of times these guys were able to, just figure out what it is.
But what I was thinking is, I was watching you play and like the moves you were making based on like your experience and learning and everything, you were playing so much better than they were, and the way they were playing, it kind of reminded me of how you were playing when you first started playing with us.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a little bit lucky, but or especially got lucky in the Chouette with good partners.
Oh, did you play the Chouette yesterday?
No, but I'm saying when I first started and you're saying I wasn't playing as well.
Oh yeah.
You can get lucky with bad. You can win with bad moves.
Yeah, you can. But ultimately, in the long run, you want to always try to make the best plays.
Right, and and thanks a lot for this and for all the help you give in person at the tournaments and the Chouettes and everything.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm happy to have had you. You're certainly welcome to come back again. Maybe we can find a partner and do a doubles. I think maybe Nora may have been interested in that too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I like watching doubles because it's fun to hear, again, to hear the dialogue. It's one thing to be playing against you and, the wheels are turning silently in your head. It's another thing to hear you actually, verbalize what the different considerations are, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, great, great. All right. So do you have any final comments before we conclude?
Now I'm going to go watch some more of yours where you're doing this with good players.
Well, I do it with everybody. Actually, I do it with the strong players. Those are the ones that are most popular for people to watch. But the other ones are really nice because, number one, I like to do videos with players of all different levels. And also, I like to do videos with as many different types of people in terms of demographic to try to increase the number of people that start to play backgammon. And some of my focus is to try to address and increase the number of people from the underrepresented demographics. And in my opinion, those are youth and women. So I'm trying to get more youth to play and trying to get women to play. So the more of those types of people I can get and the more of anyone on any different levels, it's actually good because sometimes when I only have like the top players, people watch that and they get like really intimidated. But when they see other players, they're like, oh yeah, I would have made that play. And they see that they can learn and they can have fun and they can enjoy playing. So it's great to have everyone, especially my friends that I know that I play with, because I already have a relationship with them, like you.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Alex.
All right. It's a pleasure to have you. We'll go ahead and conclude. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations allow me to continue making the high quality content for you to enjoy. And now we have a membership feature available on the channel for a small donation. Each month you get access to exclusive videos that are the most popular ones. Again, my book, Backgammon Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it if you're interested in lessons. Please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing everyone in future videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.